Hi. Okay, I wanted to explain to you what the files that I sent. As we talked about in the council meeting, I wanted to start a new curriculum for teaching really all ages. Anybody can actually do this, uh, people of any age, and I think it might be very beneficial for people of any age to do it. It's kind of a reconfirmation, if you will, or a continuing confirmation. I don't know how you want to look at it. But the curriculum that I've chosen for it is written by Dr. Peter Enns, who is a theologian that I trust a lot. I don't agree 100% with everything that he says, but I really do like him, and his books are really good. The curriculum is called Telling God's Story. I don't know if this is backwards to you. I have no idea if how that shows up on the camera, but this particular book, so it's a 3-part resource. This is the student workbook, this is the instructor guide, and this is a guide for parents. I sent you chapter 1 of each one of those 3 books, or maybe chapter 2 of some of them, and I shouldn't do that because there's copyright laws against that. We could buy the books individually, or if we want to make copies of things, then we could buy a license. It's $100 a year to use whatever out of this that we want. But the whole idea is there are several units to this. The first unit for the students is starting with, actually for the whole course, is meeting Jesus. So this is year 1, is you meet Jesus. Instead of starting with the Old Testament and then trying to figure out, well, that the God that we're introduced to in the Old Testament seems in many ways very, very different from the God that we meet in Jesus. That's confusing as crap. How are we going to get around that? How does Jesus fit into this? And there is a way in which we can explain that, but rather than go through all of those machinations for kids, especially ones who are of a younger level, younger age, why do that? Why not just start with the center of our faith, which is Jesus? And that's what Dr. Enns does. And the very first unit is on the parables of Jesus. So, for example, I'll show you, and you can go along in your attachments that I still told you. He starts with parables, the stories that Jesus told. The first parable is the lost coin, which is one of 3 parables that Jesus tells right in a row. There's the lost sheep, the lost coin, and then the lost brother, otherwise known as the prodigal son. But it doesn't get into all of that. That's a deeper layer that we could get into with the kids. But the first lesson in that first unit in the parables of Jesus is God is joyful over you. Just like, a woman who loses his very precious coin. God is very happy when someone returns to God. So that is that unit, and the second one is another parable. Third, I think there are 5 parables in there. The other, one of the other folders that I sent you, which is called the parent resource. Is that what this is? No, the instructor text has an introduction. It's got a couple of different pages, and it tries to talk about what the scope of this is a little bit, but it also just tells, it gives a text for the teacher to go through. And then the third book is the Parent's Guide, which is, I think, really helpful for everybody to have. There's a little preface in it in which he talks about, a new philosophy for teaching the Bible, just like we talked already. Start with Jesus. Why not? And then chapter 1 and chapter 2 are about the Bible itself and why it's difficult to teach. And we've gone over some of that already. And then it starts to tell you in part 1, chapter 2, what the Bible actually is, what it isn't, and so on and so forth. But this is really, really important, this particular part of the book, or part of the curriculum. So I just wanted to give you a brief rundown of that, and I did it in video format. I don't know why. It's easier for me to explain it that way, I think. So let me know if you have questions.